Welcome to part 6 of What If Gohan Never Start Training. Now, before we get on with the story, I would like to say yes, I do know that the video is blank in front of you, and I am going to resolve it here in the near future. So, let's get on with the story. Where we left off was Goku killing Vegeta for threatening, or is going to actually kill both his and Vegeta's son. Now, after Goku kills Vegeta, Deborah wakes up from where he actually landed. He gets up and actually sees Goku kill Vegeta. He sees how powerful Goku actually is. Being as smart as he is, decides to get out of there before he's spotted, and he goes finds his master Bibbidi, or not Bibbidi, Bobbidi. Anyway, we are now to Gohan. Gohan is literally giving it his all against Majin Buu. Majin Buu is taking a beating of his lifetime because, as powerful as Gohan is now, Majin Buu's not really that much of a threat. Matter of fact, Super Buu might not even be able to really give him a challenge. Now, Bobbidi is over in the corner somewhere, absolutely stunned. This is the great Majin Buu. This is the original me, the one that I was cloned from's Tales of Absolute Mayhem. He's absolute. Bibbidi is, or Bobbidi is. I don't know why I keep want to say both of their names together, but Deborah shows up in order to warn Bobbidi that Goku, or to warn Bobbidi of Goku. And as soon as he shows up, Majin Buu spots him and thinks, well, that's an easy way that I could get stronger. Before he does anything, he actually launches a piece of himself at Deborah. Deborah is absolutely taken off guard. And before Gohan could do anything, Majin Buu absorbs him. Then Majin Buu starts to transform, become a lot more demonish. Before this new, demon Majin Buu could actually do anything, though, Gohan's like, okay, now that's annoying. So that's how you defeated the Kais. It isn't because you are that strong, it's because you can absorb people. Gohan takes it seriously, powers up a Kamehameha, or a Kamehameha, and launches it at Majin Buu. Majin Buu just stands there cockily because he has now Deborah's, cockiness in him, and takes the shot head on. And just as expected, it completely vaporized him. When I say vaporize him, there is absolutely nothing left. Gohan then turns to Bobby, grabs him before he can run off, hoists him up to his face and says, I bet that you didn't see this coming, did you? Bobby is absolutely scared out of his mind and looks at him and is like, well, what are you going to do to me? Me? Nothing. But I'm pretty sure the Supreme Kai has plans for you. He goes where the Supreme Kai is actually trying to help everybody that's still stuck in the building that blew up. Goku arrives. Well, Goku is already there helping out. When Gohan gets there, though, he looks around and says, well, where's Vegeta? Goku looks sad and is sad to tell everybody that he had to kill him. Everybody's a little depressed at that. Trunks is absolutely distraught at this. And not to mention, he's also distraught that his own father was going to kill him because he was partly conscious during that time. But Goku actually goes up to Gohan and puts a hand on his shoulder. I felt the amount of power that you had to destroy Majin Buu. That is beyond impressive. You were actually almost as powerful as I was in my new state. Gohan looks at him like, new state? Yeah, I call it Super Saiyan 3. Gohan then got the realization that his father was their energy signal that he actually sensed a little bit earlier fighting Majin Buu. And at that point, Gohan also gets depressed because this amount of power was at the same level as he was when he was in Super Saiyan 2. Now, for anybody's wondering, Gohan did hold back his power because Elder Kai and Supreme Kai pretty much said that he should, in only absolute emergencies, actually use his full power. Now, if you're wondering, he didn't really see Majin Buu after he sensed his power as to be a full-on threat. But anyway, everything goes on as normal. Well, everything goes on. The end of the day comes. Hercule obviously wins the tournament. Gohan shows up at his place, and Hercule actually gives Gohan the money that he said that he would give him. Gohan then goes home because it's about time for his father to leave. The Supreme Kai also has been following him this entire time, and as soon as Goku's about to go, he says bye to his sons and everything else. Goku then looks over at Gohan and says, well, what are you going to do now? Because it's obvious that you can't really do what your mom was wanting for you to do, because you spent the last 7 years training, not studying. Gohan actually gets depressed at this in realization that his dream of being a scholar is pretty much for naught at this point. But Supreme Kai puts a hand on Gohan's shoulder and says, don't worry, if you actually want, I need help in Otherworld. You know, keeping criminals and stuff like that. You'll pretty much be my own personal helper like DeVito over here. Gohan actually gets a little bit happy at this. Chi-Chi has to begrudgingly, say okay. But it is a good thing that he actually is, the assistant to literally the head god of the universe. So, that's kind of a win-win for everyone. So after the day goes, Goku leaves and everything else, he turns to his mom and actually apologizes. I'm sorry that I ran off. It just is that this threat Majin Buu just seemed so bad. From what I understand, he was more powerful than anybody that we faced before. Chi-Chi accepts his apology and understands in a part of a way because he is, after all, Goku's son. Chi-Chi then says, well, are you going to at least stick around? Because you've been gone for 7 years. Gohan looks over at Shin, and Shin nods his head and says, well, Gohan can come back and forth quite easily from here to there, because we've taught him, the actual technique that we use to travel from our world to this one. Gohan looks at his mother and says, I will come by as much as I can. And that's it. That is the end of the Buu saga. Now, before we get into Super, we will have to go through, I believe, 2 more movies to tie things up. And you know which 2. It's the Awakening the Dragon, I believe, and Fusion Reborn. And we will be going through each one of those movies next time. Now, before you click off, I would like to say something. Or I actually need to say something. If you have any ideas for future videos, please leave them down in the comments. I do read the comments. Another thing is, if you have a fanfic that you want me to review or read on here, I will. Now, here's the thing. The fanfic cannot be... I will only read up to 10,000 words. I ain't going to read past that because if you can't tell, these videos are kind of short. So, and the reason the videos are short is because my internet sucks. I'm talking about for these videos, it takes at least 2.5 hours for me to upload them. And they're a blank screen. I hate to know how my new recording style for the next thing I do is going to actually affect it, but I might actually keep this style if the other one is bad. Another thing about the fanfic, if you want me to read a fanfic, it has to be your own. I will contact you if you leave the information down below of your fanfic. And my fanfic title is actually Super Prime if you want to get in contact with me on fanfiction.com. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, push the bell in the corner, give me good reviews. I'll see you next time.